Alright. Let's go. Start mission. Bring in these people. They're all equipped. Nice. Cool to see you guys play some games on Tabletop Simulator. Alright. So they're just gonna show up, I guess. I wonder if they'll show up where we spawn. Who's our fast, useless character? Ah, the rookie. Go ahead, Jonathan Darkin Francia. Whatever that might mean.
On the double.
Feminine voice. Do you guys know any female Jonathans? I thought that was a pretty solidly male name.
What's our plan?
For no reason whatsoever, the commander has just decided that you need to overwatch that direction.
I'm on Overwatch.
Holding position.
Standing by.
I don't know what pistol anymore because we stole it. Alright. Oh, hello! Oh, they what? Get to spawn and shoot. I guess I didn't drag the Overwatch out further enough. Hello, Joniel. Thank you for the resub. And Overlord Shimra. Welcome back. I'm annoyed by this. I'm annoyed by this spawn in, don't trick our Overwatches, shoot us shit that just occurred. Oh, look at that. Of course. The secret research den. Accessible only by ladders on the roof. Super convenient for just getting up and going in the morning. To the roof ladder! It's like getting out of the house, you know, you're motivating. You're like, I want to get away from my regular distractions and focus entirely on my research. On the roof. It's an unfortunate shot. Yeah. My heavy is more mobile now, but does not have heavy armor anymore.
Ready to engage.
Oh, the days. There's a days icon on that. Okay, what do we learn about days? It gives them 1 AP for next turn. Okay, so maybe we don't have to worry about that. We can worry about it next turn. This little shitter. Yes, perfect shot. That's a really nice kitchen layout. Although missing a refrigerator. He's got a little research table in the center of his kitchen. I think that's his refrigerator. That's his stove. He's got a little sink right there. A lot of counter space. That's good.
Uh-huh.
More counter space. Missing cabinets. Like, these should all be cabinets above these counters.
Mm-hmm.
He's really low on appliances. No microwave. No dishwasher. Well, no. I don't know if I trust him. Looks like alien scum. That's a no health indicator. Did he drop out of Overwatch when we shot him? No, he went invisible when we shot him. Really?
Reactive invisibility.
Presumably then he'll get a sneak attack or backstab bonus when he's coming out of it. That'd be fun. Oh, one has spawned behind us and started shooting us. Absolutely 100% reasonable. Stop cloaking! You piece of shit. Wait. It's flashing guaranteed kill. This is like 99.5 versus 100. Alright. I gotta up the DPI on the mouse, I think. Let's do it. All right, I need to become a younger man with better reflexes. We gotta sneak up on him. Everyone be quiet. Just in your house right now, sitting watching this, no noise. Total concentration. We can't let it know we're trying to shoot it. Hunch down a little bit too, to lower your profile, to be less visible. And if you have a tail, whip it back and forth slowly. Chat, we did it together. We did it. Flashing skull. 2 levels of DPI increase in hunter mode. All right. Now, how do we fire without touching the mouse? Inner circle is a 50% hit. The outer circle is 100%. So if they fully cover the circle, then it's a 100% chance. F does not shoot, chat. Spacebar? Spacebar shoots. All right. So we can get a skull indicator, which means we can kill. Oh, it's going to be this game again. Maybe less DPI. Maybe I'm going the wrong way, chat. More DPI is more sensitive movement. Less DPI is less sensitive movement. Oh, we should go minimum DPI. Okay, I'm ready. Yeah, that did it. That's the trick, boys. We've been doing it wrong. I just gotta remember how many times I'm toggling down and toggling up on this, because it's so annoying when your mouse is not moving at the speed it's supposed to be.
That was a kill.
Alright, I think that's it. Alright, kind of an annoying mission. Spawning stealthers in flanking positions behind us is pretty ridiculous. I think we do have a shotgun. Alright, but I think, chat, I'm getting a little bit of that feeling of I need to make some major decisions right now, or rather some decisions that require a lot of small sub-decisions to go with it. We need to figure out what we're doing for the current crew, need to figure out where we're exploring, need to figure out what tech path we want to take next, and want to figure out kind of how we're moving forward at the moment. We seem to be in relatively good shape. Everyone's fairly healthy, making some progress. It feels slow. If I'd realized the base was this close, I would have gone for that base way earlier and probably have doubled our research much sooner. Because maybe then we should be just expanding much more aggressively. We'll see. Another second plane would be nice too, because then we could run out 2 squads maybe. Although 2 squads of 4 and a 5 isn't that exciting, but it's a little bit exciting. And the only thing I would like to do that we don't currently have is because we don't have enough manufacturing ever. But presumably when this manufacturing lab comes up in the second base, which is 19 hours to repair, if we get a little bit more of these materials, we could go after building the tank. And I want a tank. Yeah, I can do a brief summary of the game experience so far. There's a lot of comparisons to XCOM. I think it's fair to compare it to XCOM. I think saying it's a clone or a ripoff of XCOM misses the point. It's a game with a similar kind of, in the same genre of game, with a similar kind of rough idea. Also, creators of XCOM involved in creation of this game. It seems kind of weird to be like, you're stealing. Well, it's a game that's probably, been part of their life for a long period of time. It's different in a lot of ways. It seems a little bit more open at the moment, although I don't know if that's just because it's my first playthrough. Combat's getting a little repetitive, which is unfortunate. And it seems, and that might just be because the number of combats you do in any given period of time in this time passing in the world seems relatively high. Like you're doing a lot of combat. Each of these sites has a pretty decent chance of combat. I don't like the zero crowd control kind of play right now. It feels like it forces me just aggressively towards very high damage or very high action point things, right? The more action points or the more movement I can get, the more likely I am to be able to kill my enemies before they can attack me. At this difficulty, the enemies hit fairly hard, which means that if they get to shoot me for a round or so, I probably die. Right now, it seems to be about one enemy doesn't seem to burst down one of my characters yet, but 2 enemies who are given full action points will kill one of my guys outright. I don't like the reinforcements, particularly in this game. They show up wherever the fuck they want. So your positioning is a lot less good. Like cover is a lot less relevant in this game right now. The biggest thing that I'm dealing with right now for when I'm making my movement decisions is, will I have line of sight on the enemy? In other words, the closer I get for the better shot, the more, and that's all I need basically. It's just like, can I project force onto my enemy every single action as aggressively as possible? Now, that might just be the early game. I have no sense of how far into this game we are. Are we like 100, you know, are we like 10% of the way through the game? Are we like 1% of the way through the game? Are we 50% of the way through the game? I have no idea. I'm on the hardest difficulty. I'm not feeling pressured on the strategic layer right now, although the only indicator I have of how poorly or well I'm doing is this bar. Presumably this bar gets higher, I'm doing worse. The tactical layer, so the actual missions, a little bit of pressure. Some of the enemies seem like absolute bullshit. Mind control has always been a mechanic that pisses me off, and we're seeing 3 types of enemies so far that mind control, and I don't seem to have any options to deal with that right now. At the moment, it's just kill it, like the same option with every other enemy. It's funny because like this used to happen to me in the original XCOM too, right? Which is sometimes I'd have no idea what some of the enemies did because I'm just like, I would just kill it on activation every single time. So we'll see. There's the setup for systems is pretty good right now. So we've got, if you look at what the actual systems of play in this game are, right? We've got a base building system. At the moment, we're prioritizing research, but there's other ways. Someone in chat was just suggesting prioritizing mass research labs, or mass training bays, rather, training facilities, so you level your guys up quickly. There's a store. I don't know if the multiple stores stack could like trading, like could you specialize in trading? Don't know. There's vehicles which we haven't seen yet, and apparently there's more to the air game than we're currently dealing with, so I might get additional aircraft later, which is kind of interesting to me. That's a pretty cool system here. We've got some options here that may or may not be real options, but right now with the level of knowledge we're working with, seem like they might be real options. The tech trees on the guys have been fairly interesting. I like leveling characters in games like this. I'm a little worried they'll be fairly identical, although the inclusion of random perks is kind of neat. And I like the addition of being able to choose between 2 other classes. If it turns out some perks are always better than others, then that's going to be a problem. But at the moment, I don't have that knowledge clear enough to make that decision. The weapon systems, there's a fairly large variety of weapons we're having right now. Most of them similar types, but slightly different. That could just be dressing. Like it might not really matter, but it might actually be fairly relevant and interesting. You know, you might get a different type of, if for example, weapon types interact with build ideas, like what build you end up doing. So in other words, let's say you get access to a certain type of weaponry. Perhaps like the one faction gives you weaponry of some type that in general has longer range weapons, or is more accurate, or perhaps it's the opposite, is less accurate, closer range, higher damage. It might change your play style. Something like that allows for a lot of replayability. If basically, if I go for the Jericho people this time and it does XYZ, and then I go for the new Anu people next time and it pushes a different type of play style, that's another system in place that allows replayability and interesting decisions. I don't know if that's the case or not. It's too early. I haven't played enough to see if that's an inkling of an idea that gets fleshed out or if it's an idea that gets abandoned. Don't know yet. So as I keep saying, when people ask me, what do I think of this game right now? I think what I thought when I played it in beta, which is I think that there are a fair number of things above and beyond what XCOM, the original kind of XCOMs that I've been playing, have in them that could potentially be good if they come out well. The downsides of this game right now, again, are besides the repetitive combat and I feel like I'm being forced into only damage builds, which I keep repeating because I find it very annoying. There's also, it's a little bit buggy right now. The interface is pretty rough. I often am clicking 3 or 4 times to find something or move something around that I should be clicking once for. We keep getting a line of sight bugged, which is really, really annoying. Tooltips don't reflect what the things are actually doing, which is annoying. I do appreciate the Phoenixopedia. It's nice to be able to look up stuff later, but a lot of the stuff we're doing is testing, right? Like today we did a bunch of testing where we load and kill something, check it out, because we're not entirely certain what it does based on the stuff the game is providing, which I find slightly annoying. I'm also, as I said, a little worried about the difficulty right now. This is on the highest difficulty, and I'm not sure if it's ramping as it needs to. I mean, if it's just more suicidal enemies who don't care about cover and spend all of their actions trying to do any damage to my team, I don't know if that's the difficulty we want. So we'll see. The answer is a lot of stuff in the air right now. We'll see how it starts like falling out, how it lands, how it distills down. And we'll see if the game becomes something fun or something that will be fun like when the modders get a hold of it or when they patch the hell out of it in 6 months. I don't know. At the moment, I'm still enjoying it. And we'll keep poking it until I get some decision for myself or until we beat it or both those things. Okay. Hopefully that was fairly comprehensive for that. So I don't think I wasn't doing good stuff talk. I wasn't shitting on it. I've been saying this to both sides all day, right? Which is people are bashing it for being it's an XCOM clone. It's not getting great reviews. It's the greatest thing since sliced bread. It's somewhere in the middle, and we don't know where it is yet. Anyways, thanks for listening, chat. Thanks for being here. I'm gonna host a friend on the way out. I will be back tomorrow.